That's nice. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Wander Tears. I'm your host, Daniel. Today we're going to be replacing a standard vent fan with the OutEquipPro AC and heat. I'm going to be showing you how to install it, how to remove this one. If you're interested in that, stick around. We're going to get you through it. All right, so first thing you can notice, it is black. They come in a black and white. We have, this is what you put around the vent fan opening. So we have a good amount of wire here. This is, I believe it's 6 gauge. There's a couple more high density foam pieces. Some spare parts, it looks like. The bolts that'll hold it in place. All this stuff is new to me. I don't know where any of this goes, but we're gonna figure it out together. So let's get into it. All right, so the first step is going to be to remove this guy. And we have RV sealant around the perimeter. We had it on every little screw that's going in here. And all I did was take Phillips screwdriver and kind of push the head into it, and they came right out. I then took a razor blade, cut around the RV sealant, so now that's loose, but there's also butyl tape underneath this little flange here. I got a chisel here and a little pry tool. It also helps that it's about 90 degrees here, so that's really gonna loosen up that butyl tape. Yeah, baby. Oh yeah. Wow. It appears to be perfectly clean. It's beautiful, guys. So because we're going to be running new wires in this hole and they're going to be exposed on the inside, I don't have any use for these. I'm just going to chop these off right now. Okay. All right, the next step is going to be cleaning this up. For cleaning this RV sealant and butyl tape, the best thing to use is mineral spirits. This works, it just might take a little bit of time to work it loose. All right, so the next step is going to be adding the gasket around here, and this is what it looks like. It's just a long thing. I guess you just split it open like this, and it fits just like that. All right, so what I'm using to seal this up around the outside and the inside is it's Loctite PL polyurethane roof and flashing. So I messed up a little bit. Let me show you what I did. So I just dropped this down, and it says ensure the drain holes are outside the gasket area to prevent water leakage. So because I didn't keep this tight on the edge in the back, it overlaps about right here. So these would be on the inside of right here. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna cut it basically flush with this line here, and I'm gonna peel this part up and move it up. For you guys, just make sure to keep the gasket tight on the hole to avoid this issue. All right, so these are the rear foam supports. It's gonna go right here and then one over there. And the key is to have a little slit in the middle so water doesn't get trapped back there. All right, guys, let's recap real quick because today's a new day for me. Step 1, remove the vent fan. Step 2, install the gasket and the support foam on the back. And I'm also, there's 3 options for wiring it into your camper. The first option is to cut a hole in the roof, and I don't want to do that, so I'm going with option 2, which is to go through the gasket here. I've cut a little notch right here and right here, so the wire is going to come from that side and then pass through here, and it's going to go into the camper, and I'm going to run it kind of on the ceiling across to the wall and down to the back where the battery is going to be. And then the third option would be to open up the whole unit and then reroute the existing wire to go a different direction. If you want to do that, that's fine. That's in the instructions. All right, so we're going to fill up this little gap right here. So there's one measurement you need to take on the inside. If you're using the 14 by 14 inch opening, you need to make sure that there is 2.36 inches to 3.15 inches of space right here. So I'm measuring from the front spar to this front edge of the where the condenser is. And right now I have 2.5 inches and 2.5 inches, so that is more, that's within the range. So I think that's perfect. So this is the bracket that we're going to attach up here using these bolts. And this is what's going to kind of tighten the top AC unit to the roof and compress it into the foam and seal it up. Depending on the thickness of your roof, you might have to do some modifications to it. Because ours is 1.75 inches, we have to make no modifications, which is in the perfect range of how this was built. But if you have a really thin roof, like if you're doing a van build, you might have to modify it to add a little spacer there. If your roof is less than 1.5 inches or greater than 3.5 inches, then refer to the instructions. All right, the first thing we're going to do is install these mounting bolts into the threaded inserts. All right, guys, so there is a couple of things that I think I'm going to have to modify. If you look right here, the bolts are coming down a lot more than I thought they would. And you do get 2 sets of bolts. One's a little bit shorter than the other. That's the difference. So I might have to switch those out. I'm going to probably take this out anyway, because the second problem is this. I ran it in here, but this is where this whole thing, this whole little opening right here is where the interior unit will go. And I'm not going to cut a hole through the vent there. So I'm going to put a hole right there and then a hole in this trim ring, and everything will go up nice and flush, and then I'll be able to run this line over to the side and out the back to the battery. So that's pretty unique to my situation. Yours might be a little bit different, and if you're installing this when you're actually building whatever it is, if it's a camper or a van, you can just run this through the roof. Adding this after the fact, I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that want to do that as well, and this is my solution. So let's do it. All right, and now I'm going to use a step bit. The wire loom is about an inch thick or 1 inch wide in diameter, so I'm going to go out to 7/8, and I might just leave it at that, but I might need to go out a little further with this. let's do a dry fit of the upper unit, or the interior unit. I just want to make sure that this thing is gonna clear those bolts. All right, that's in. I know it's gonna fit now. I'm ready to plug everything in. The temperature sensor here, which we need to zip tie just over the vent right here. We'll thread this in just over there, and it already comes with a zip tie there. I'm just gonna tighten it. Now that won't come loose. It's just sitting right over the vent, or the intake there. All right, guys, so that took a little bit longer than I was expecting. I think today I put in about 3 hours, but I had a couple hiccups. I did end up trimming the bolts that hang down. They were hanging down about 1/4 of an inch, and it wouldn't allow me to get this interior unit all the way up. So I just used a multi-tool with a metal blade and just chopped off about 1/4 of an inch. And now it fits perfectly fine. I also I had to cut this hole a little bit bigger than I was expecting, just because I didn't align the mounting plate and this flange properly. No big deal there. So I'm going to use this 50 amp hour lithium battery to test it out, because I want to get this thing going. I'm burning up. So here we go. We're about to plug it in for the first time. Let's see what happens. So comes with a remote. I'm going to hit the power up button, and we're on. And it's already cold. Wow, that's nice. And it's running off a 50 amp hour battery. I can't imagine it would run very long on that, but it's great to test it. Wow. Once I get this hooked up, I'm going to show you how much amperage it's drawing on different modes, and then we'll decide what mode is going to be best for any particular situation. For us, it's always going to be on the eco mode, because we want to draw as little power as possible, and any kind of AC is going to be beneficial when you're out there, especially when it's 85 degrees at night, super humid. Turn on the fan, get it down to 79 degrees, but also get rid of that humidity, which will change the way we camp. Excited to do that. Let's turn off the light, and let's turn off the AC. All right, guys, I just pulled into the middle of my yard. It's about 85 degrees outside, and on the inside, it is about 87. You can read that. 87 to 89 degrees. And now I'm going to run some tests. I have this 100 amp hour lithium battery. This is the brand is Vatrer, V-A-T-R-E-R. But I like it because it has a self-heating element to it, but it also has an app, a Bluetooth app. You can connect to it and see what kind of wattage it's running, wattage and amps. I'm going to use that to test what the AC is pulling. I'm all hooked up. All right, with that said, let's go ahead and flip this thing on. I'm going to take you into the app right now, and we'll get started operating it inside there. Okay, first up, we're going to go into the OutEquipPro app. Now, as long as it's plugged in or it's connected to a battery, you should be able to see it on this right here. And then you can click it to connect. Mine's already connected. And now you can see the dashboard when you first pull it up. This is pretty much everything you're going to need. Let's start here at the top right. You have settings. You can change the name, change the voltage cutoff. If you have a lead acid, you can change it to lead acid here. You can also see the current voltage, which is 13.3. Back at the home screen, we have a drop down here that says cooling. You can change the different modes here from cooling, heating, and fan. Down here you have the different modes: turbo, eco, sleep, and the voltage. This just takes you to the voltage cutoff page. Turbo is going to crank the fan all the way up and the temperature all the way down. Eco is going to set the fan to 3 and the temperature to 79 degrees. Sleep is going to set the fan to 2 so that it's a little bit quieter, and the temperature to 79. You have some of the same buttons here that are on the remote. You have the LED, you have the light swing, which doesn't apply to this model, and then also the timer, which I'll hit here. Okay, that feature's coming soon, so we don't have a timer just yet, but I can see how that'll be a fun feature to play with. Going back up to the top, you have the voltage, which is 13.2 volts now. The inlet, which is the little temperature sensor that's just on the other side of the vent grate, and then outlet, which is going to be the air that's coming out of the AC. So let's hit the Eco button. I'm going to hit the power button. So now it's in Eco mode. You can see on the top it has the inlet is 82 degrees. That's the temperature still inside the camper, and then the outlet on the right side is 64 degrees. That's what's coming out of the vents. So now let's decrease the temperature to 75 degrees. And you can see it took it off Eco mode. That's because the Eco mode has to be at 79 degrees or above. And finally, let's hit the turbo mode and see what happens. So it cranks it down to 63 degrees and the fan all the way up to 5. The temperature of the air coming out of the vents is 57 degrees now, and the inlet is getting a little bit cooler a lot quicker. You can also see the voltage of the battery has gone down. That's because it's pulling a ton of amps. So with that said, let's go ahead and hop into the batteries app and see what this thing's pulling. So it's pretty much a fully charged battery. I'm showing 13 volts. Maybe that's because it's leveled out a little bit. It's pulling 52.2 amps. And if we scroll down here, we can see the wattage, the amps, the amount of time that we have at this level. So right now we can get about an hour and 50 minutes on the turbo setting. I'm gonna bring it down to Eco mode. So right now it's on Eco mode and it's at level 3 fan. And we're down to its lowest draw, which is gonna be about 20 amps at 260 watts with the available time on a 100 amp hour battery at 4.5 hours. So let's go back to the OutEquipPro app. So you can see it's at 79 degrees now, or it's set at 79 degrees. The air coming out of the vent is 43 degrees and the inlet is 72, 73 degrees, which means it's cooling a lot quicker than it was. So after installing the OutEquipPro Summit 2, I can't speak highly enough about this thing. We've been super excited about getting it and getting it installed, but now that it is, I'm ready to use it because this thing outperforms my expectations. We can get it down to about a 20 amp draw, which on a 300 amp hour battery, that's gonna last about, what is that? That's like 15 hours of continuous use until the battery's dead, of course. But with the thermostat setting and in Eco mode, it's gonna conserve that power so that you don't have to worry about using up all the battery life that you have. I have it connected to a converter that charges the battery at about 15 to 20 amps. So when I have it plugged into shore power, it's basically a net zero draw. So I'm usually between -4 and 0 for using the AC and having it plugged into shore power. So that is also a plus and will prolong the life of the battery and also keep us out in the wild longer, which is what we all want, right guys? Thanks for watching this installation video, and also thanks to OutEquipPro for sponsoring this video and sending us this to install and make this video for you guys to learn from it. I hope you guys learned something. If you like this content, please hit the subscribe button and the like buttons so that more people see this video and can learn from it. And if they want to install this thing, they know how to figure it out. There's a whole lot of van lifers out there that have these things and they have installation videos, but not a whole lot of Teardrop camper DIYers that will do this themselves. So I hope you found some value in that and got what you needed out of this video. If you did, please put it in the comments below. Also, if you didn't, let me know how I can improve this video to make it better for you guys, because that's what this is all about. See you in the next one.